Do you know what this is all about? Do you know why you're here? To hear about Seinfeld, of course. But more than 20 years after the end of the show, what is left to be said? Well, I guess it depends on who you are. You heard the name Jerry Seinfeld a couple of times in your life, but never watched the show? You're right here at level 1. You watched the whole series countless times, as well as every extra on the DVD box set. You're over there at level 10. So if you're either here or there, this web series is probably not for you. But everyone else should learn a thing or two. Oh, and then there's also level 11. People who receive paintings like these on their birthday from their mother. People who make road trips to revisit their favorite filming locations, including this one. And people who so desperately need new content about their favorite TV show that they create some themselves. Welcome to a web series about something. Let's start with the pilot. This is a pretty conventional premise. Jerry wondering if his female friend has romantic intentions. And it's not a bad one either for a pilot, since it's something that happened to each and every one of us. But of course, this is Seinfeld, so it has to end with the inevitable bomb dropping, "I have a boyfriend." Fans know that the first conversation between Jerry and George about a shirt button will also be their last 9 years later in the finale. During that scene, we're also introduced to Claire, the coffee shop waitress who works at Pete's Luncheonette. Played by Lee Garlington, Claire was supposed to be a regular member of the cast, but her character was dropped. Garlington later appeared in many TV series: Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Desperate Housewives, Will and Grace, 6 Feet Under, The West Wing, Nip Tuck, as well as Friends, where she played Ronnie, the mistress of Joey's father. She also had supporting roles in movies, including Cobra, Field of Dreams, and Dante's Peak. About the fact that her contract wasn't renewed, Garlington said, "It didn't bother me the first 5 years, but the second 5 years drove me nuts," which, to me, is a hell of an understatement. Speaking of contracts, the exact same thing happened 10 years before to Seinfeld himself, when the small role he had on the sitcom Benson was also dropped. He convinced that no one had bothered to tell him, and that he found out the hard way when there was no script for him at the read-through. Seinfeld vowed to never set foot on a film set again until he got more creative control. And boy, did he ever. Discussing strategies regarding Jerry's female guest, George tells him, "In these matters, you never do what your instincts tell you. Always, always do the opposite." 4 years later, George will actually use this practice in episode 86, The Opposite. A few words on Jerry's apartment, since it's the first and last time that we'll see this one. On the plus side, there's this giant glass wall with a nice view on the city, which certainly helps to create a romantic atmosphere. Then again, the downside is that there's no bedroom, which is kind of a bad trade if you ask me. During this episode, not only Jerry watches a Mets game, but he also has this poster hanging in his apartment. There's also this picture of the legendary George Burns on another wall. Still alive at the time, Burns died in 1996 at age 100. During an interview, the comedian once told, "5 different doctors have told me to stop smoking." Then he took a puff of his cigar and added, "And now they're all dead." You'll note that Kramer's apartment is not directly across the hall from Jerry, which means that Jerry moved between the pilot and the following episode. What's weird is that Kramer moved at the same time and in the same building. Having said that, what makes this episode so unique isn't Claire and Kramer's dog disappearances or any of the differences in Jerry's apartment. It's the absence of Elaine. One of the most prolific Seinfeld writers, Peter Millman, once said, "You can't have a great Seinfeld episode without a good Elaine story." That is so true. Fun fact, in the making of documentary, Julia Louis-Dreyfus said that she's never even seen the pilot and that she didn't intend to. Something which I find a little bit hard to believe. I mean, this would be like Gwyneth Paltrow saying that she's never seen an Avengers movie. Next episode, The Stakeout. So that's it, Selenites. If you have an idea for a topic you would like me to cover, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Smash that subscribe button and turn notifications on so that you won't miss any of the regular uploads. And remember, film horizontally.